Hi guys, good day. I trust and hope you're doing really fantastic. I hope you've been having a really wonderful and productive week. So, we're going to be looking at the latest here in terms of weather activity, but one of the things that I also want to get into is a cool down, which is expected for the Caribbean. So, some of us are already quite cool. I mean, especially in the very late night and very early morning before sunrise, we are definitely feeling those cooler temperatures, and especially if you're in more elevated or hilly places, you'd be feeling it a bit more. So things are cooling down as we are inevitably transitioning to winter. Of course, we're not getting snow for much of the Caribbean. We're not getting any snow. It's pretty much considered to be a warm region all year round, but temperatures definitely dip in the winter season. So let's talk about it. And right now on the satellite imagery, we are seeing the storm system here. It is moving up and out, nothing very significant. With these frontal systems and all these low pressure areas coming out of the US, this is not something that is unusual to see, especially for the time of year. Bit of moisture in the Caribbean, but generally we've got more stable conditions, and colors such as this, where we see these red shadings popping up and those white dots which indicate lightning strikes. We saw that a lot going into spring and especially throughout summer in the Caribbean, but as the environment gets more stable with a lot more dry air, we don't get that kind of activity that much. So again, nothing out of the norm. So let's look at the rain forecast. As we're going to be progressing throughout the rest of today and into tomorrow morning, this is what the Euro is anticipating. So throughout the Caribbean, we're just seeing a couple spots of yellows and maybe a bit of orange here and there, but overall, nothing crazy in terms of rainfall activity. So we've got those clouds coming in from the east. Will definitely be helping out in terms of influencing all of that. Some shower activity at times, but nothing crazy. So Lesser Antilles, some showers could be moving through. Likewise for the Virgin Islands and throughout the Greater Antilles. Even for the Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, some showers could be around here and there. Nothing crazy. Likewise, Central and South America, ABC Islands, things will definitely be on the calmer and quieter side. Same story for the Cayman Islands. So here we're taking a look at the surface chart. We can see this L to show this low pressure area that I mentioned earlier on a satellite. This is the same system that is marked. And we can see this frontal system as well that is in association with another one right here. So again, nothing crazy to see for the time of year. There's also a trough, a surface trough entering the Caribbean, or I should say extends into the Caribbean. Nothing intense going on with that right now. And as I mentioned, things are pretty much on the drier and more stable side. Of course, we're getting some rain here and there, but nothing very significant. Here's also a look at the dry air graphic. We can see lots of dry air around, marked by those shades of yellows, oranges, reds. As we head more towards those darker oranges and reds, we have a greater density of dry air. So stable atmospheric conditions for the most part across the Caribbean. But one of the things, as I mentioned at the start of the video, that I will be delving into is a cool down. So one is coming up for next week, Christmas week. We're very much in the festive season, and also going to the following week, which will be the week the world enters 2026. So let's take a look at some forecasts here. We're going to be starting out with GFS. Okay, so this is our temperature anomaly map, and the anomaly is pretty much how much the temperature is varying from what is typical at this time of year. So the blue shadings indicate cooler than normal temperatures. The more deep or darker the blue is going to the purple, the further below normal temperatures are. And it's the opposite with these shades of oranges and reds, where those indicate above average temperatures. So let's see what is expected. And this is the time frame up here, by the way. So let's go into next week. Let's see what is expected. So as we head into the middle of the week, Christmas Eve on Wednesday the 24th, we can start to see this huge mass of these blue shadings. So some cooler air likely following a frontal system. And normally when these fronts come out, we eventually get the area of high pressure pretty much reinforcing in the Atlantic, and that results in some stronger trade winds entering the Caribbean. So with this with the cooler air coming down and then the trade winds, eventually we're going to be getting some of that cool air blowing into the Caribbean. So that is what is expected as we head to Friday, Boxing Day. We can see much of our eastern islands of the Caribbean within those blue shadings. So temperature is definitely likely to dip at that time, and it's going to be persistent. Now, as we head into New Year's Day, January 1st, 2026, so the following Thursday, we can see here that we have this next mass of cool air that is expected to loiter, and that will likely bring some more cooler temperatures to the eastern Caribbean islands if this comes to fruition. Is the Euro in agreement? Let's see. So we're going to be going out in time. Let's head out. This is as we're going to head to next week, Monday, Tuesday, midweek. We see that the Euro is indeed in agreement with GFS in regards to the cool down around this time, the middle of next week, and pretty much lasting throughout the week. So for the Eastern Islands, again, Lesser Antilles, even for the Virgin Islands, Puerto Rico, possibly the ABC Islands, parts of Hispaniola as well, could definitely experience those cooler temperatures. Even a couple spots in Jamaica, the Bahamas, may be a bit cooler than average with those temperatures dropping. And then as we head into Christmas Day, going into the end of the week, similar story, and then that cooler air mass eventually dissipates across the region. However, headed into the new year, unlike GFS, which was showing the massive cooler air more towards, well, north of the Caribbean and loitering here, we've got Euro actually showing that, hey, this cooler air is going to be coming straight down into the northwestern Caribbean. Let's go a bit further out. So Euro definitely showing that areas such as the Bahamas, Cuba, Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, and even parts of Central America could definitely experience some pretty substantially cooler temperatures at that time. So we see a bit of a contrast or a disagreement here between the models in terms of that second cool down around New Year's Day. So we'll see, guys. I mean, this is some time out from now, so we are bound to see some adjustments with our models, and we'll see what eventually happens. But of course, I'm here to keep you posted as necessary. So just wanted to give you that little heads up. Again, nothing very significant with our weather, but just wanted to let you know what is expected. So that is what is going on, and I trust and hope you found this video to be informative. If you have any questions, you can feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll get to you when I can. And remember to always be weatherwise.